Alright, story time. Let's talk about the time I got hit by a bus in college. So I went to Rutgers. Rutgers has multiple campuses that you need to take buses to go between because there's like city and highway between them. If you were a god, you would get all of your classes on one campus, preferably the campus you lived on. You likely weren't, so you had to factor in all this travel time to get to the classes you needed to go to. Well, I had this professor who was an absolute hard ass about attendance. He let you miss 2 classes, period. And if you missed the test, that was it. There was no chance to retake it. You got a 0, and that's final. Which is bullshit because he was just reading slides off of a projector. I could have done that myself. Well, anyway, we had a quiz day, and I was running a little late, and I knew that he took off points if you were late, so I was running to the bus stop. And good luck, the bus was there. So I walked up to the bus, and the bus driver didn't open the door. And I pounded on the glass, and the bus driver didn't open the door. And I was confused. I didn't know why he wasn't letting me on the bus. So then he sort of waves me around for some reason. I don't know. I thought maybe he wanted to talk to me on the driver's side or something. So I started to cross around. And then he hit the gas. I fell down, I hit my face on the curb, my tooth went through my lip, and I didn't even know it at the time. I just got up, bruised, got onto the bus, thankfully he opened the door this time, and everyone around there was terrified that I looked so beaten up and got on the bus anyway. And they were all like, man, do you need to go to the hospital or something? And I'm like, no, I'm fine, until my tongue went through my lip. And then I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should go to the hospital. So I walked off the bus and, in shock, carried myself to the health center. The bus driver drove away and shouted, another bus will be coming. And then when I hit the health center, they looked at me, bruised up, bloody, hole in my lip, and said, what happened to you? And I'm like, I got hit by a bus. And they patched me up, and it was only later that I started feeling really feverish from all the bruises I had. And so I had to go to the hospital. My friend Dina at the time waited with me. She was an absolute saint. But it was all right, you need to rest now. And I was like, I can't rest. I need to do this schoolwork. And so I rested. And in all my other classes, I got an A. I'm not even sure I deserved I got an A, but I got an A. I told them that I got hit by a bus, showed them the paperwork from the hospital, and that was it. And this one psych course, it was fuck you. I was basically going to fail it, or I could drop it. So I dropped it, and then it looked like I wasn't going to get all my psych work done. But just due to electives, I was really close to getting both my English and writing major done or my philosophy major done. So I changed tracks and decided to get an English degree. And I figured that if I ever wanted to go back for psychology, I could do that later once I had my feet on the ground. Well, they didn't tell us that millennials would have such a hard time getting their feet on the ground. And I just kind of stayed in journalism since then. And that's how getting hit by a bus changed my entire future.